Hi, I'm professional sports handicapper Ross Benjamin. It's Thursday, January 9th, and it's time for another edition of my NFL free pick videos. I have two free picks on Sunday, January 12th, and they come in the two divisional round playoff games between the Houston Texans and the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Seattle Seahawks and the Green Bay Packers. Before we get to those videos, be sure to subscribe below if you haven't already. Right to the bottom right hand side of this video, you'll see a subscribe button. Give it a click. It's what keeps these videos alive. For those of you who have subscribed, and there's plenty of you out there, I really appreciate your continued support. Houston at Kansas City, 3:05 p.m. Eastern Time on Sunday. Kansas City right now is a 9.5-point favorite. Kansas City head coach Andy Reid has had a lot of success with his teams in Philadelphia and right now in Kansas City. When coming off a bye week, he's been a master of having his teams well prepared and fresh and ready to go when coming off a bye, and he'll be in that position on Sunday against the Houston Texans. This is a Kansas City team will be out to revenge an earlier season loss at home to Houston, 31-24. That took place on October 13th, and that probably was Patrick Mahomes' worst performance of the season. So Kansas City, if they needed any extra incentive, the revenge factor comes in as well. Now, Kansas City, over the last few years, they've always had the electric offense, but the defense has been their enigma. However, over the last 5 games, this Chiefs defense has really turned things around. During that stretch of time, they're allowing just 11.5 points per game. Speaking of defense, the Houston Texans rank near the bottom of a lot of NFL statistical categories on defense. And last week, although they only gave up 19 points, you got to look inside the numbers here. They also allowed a Buffalo offense that had been struggling coming into that game to gain 425 yards. Buffalo scored a touchdown on the first drive of the game and then had to settle for 4 field goals the rest of the way. They're not going to be as fortunate against Kansas City. I don't see the Chiefs are going to be able to move the ball on this Houston Texans defense, and they also are going to be able to finish drives a lot better than the Buffalo Bills. They have more skill at the offensive skill positions, I should say, and they also have a more polished quarterback in Patrick Mahomes as opposed to second-year starter Josh Allen of Buffalo. This is a Kansas City team that has some unfinished business. If you remember a season ago, they won their opening divisional round playoff game at home, and then they lost in the AFC Championship game to the New England Patriots in overtime, and that's the Patriots team that went on to win the Super Bowl. So there'll be a plenty motivated team on Sunday against Houston. I know it's a big number, but I'm going to lay it here. Kansas City minus 9.5 over Houston. Now, Seattle at Green Bay, 6:40 p.m. Eastern Time right now as we speak. The Green Bay Packers are a 4-point favorite. Let's make this real simple. I thoroughly believe that the Green Bay Packers will be able to move the ball very effectively on Sunday against the Seattle defense. Why do I feel that way? Well, over the last 5 games, Seattle has allowed an average of 161.6 yards per game rushing, and that includes 253 yards to the Arizona Cardinals in a game at home in which they were a double-digit favorite, and they were upset in that contest. Green Bay, on the other hand, led by up-and-coming running back Aaron Jones, they've averaged 144.5 yards per game on the ground over the last 4 contests. By being able to run the ball effectively, it will open up play action a lot more for Aaron Rodgers, and it's going to set up for, I think, a very productive day for the Green Bay offense. And speaking of the Green Bay defense, how about over the last 5 games, only allowing 14.2 points per game, including in that crucial matchup in Week 16 at Minnesota, the game they won 23-10 to clinch the division. They held a very good Minnesota offense to 139 yards of total offense in that game. I like Green Bay here, minus the 4 over Minnesota. Repeating again, the Kansas City Chiefs minus 9.5 against Houston, and the Green Bay Packers minus 4 against the Minnesota Vikings. Be sure to visit my website, rbwins.com. Remember, folks, the picks I'm giving you here are free. I have paid clients. It wouldn't be fair if I gave them the same picks I'm giving it to you for free. It's okay if that's all you want to do is play these selections. But if you want my best selections, the games I wager the most money on, I recommend you go to my website, rbwins.com. It's there you pay a little to make a lot. Until the next time, good luck with all your picks.